In a twist that no one saw coming, beloved Chinese drama stars Kai and Tan Songyun have revealed plans that go far beyond red carpets and TV screens. The duo, known for their sizzling chemistry on and off screen, stunned the entertainment world this week by announcing their joint ambition to establish a global organization dedicated to mental health awareness and youth empowerment. But what seemed like a noble cause on the surface quickly unraveled into a whirlwind of mystery, sacrifice, betrayal, and ambition that has fans holding their breath with every new update. Here's the full behind-the-scenes story of how this power move is changing their lives and the industry forever. It all started during the filming of their hit drama Moonlight Shadows, where Kai played a stoic prince and Tan Songyun a brilliant healer with a tragic past. Behind the scenes, their conversations went far beyond lines and lighting. During one late-night shoot in Hangzhou, while watching the sunrise over the West Lake, Tan confided in Kai about her personal struggles with anxiety during her early years in the entertainment industry. "I felt like no one understood me, not even myself," she whispered. Kai, visibly moved, opened up about his own mental battles when transitioning from a model to a full-time actor. It was the first time either of them felt truly seen. That night, they made a pact: let's do something real, something that lives beyond the screen. For months, the two stars met in secret. From luxurious rooftop restaurants in Shanghai to quiet temples in Chengdu, they sketched ideas, met with advisors, and brainstormed names. Kai's team tried to dissuade him, worried that this organization would distract from his exploding film career. But he remained firm. "I'm not giving up anything," he told his manager. "I'm building something bigger." Tan Songyun's agency was equally hesitant. Rumors swirled that a big-budget fantasy drama deal was on the table in South Korea, one that could skyrocket her international fame. But Tan had other plans. She declined the offer. "I'll travel the world later," she said, "but right now, I need to heal the part of it I can touch." After months of silence, Kai and Tan Songyun finally went public with their announcement during a shocking press conference in Beijing's National Theatre. Dressed in all white, they stood side by side and revealed the name of their foundation, the Lantern Foundation. "Our mission is to be the light for those trapped in darkness," Kai said emotionally, holding back tears. Tan Songyun added, "We're starting with mental health programs in rural provinces, but that's just the beginning. This will become a movement." The foundation would offer free therapy to underprivileged youth, art scholarships for trauma survivors, and even mobile clinics powered by solar energy to reach remote areas. The announcement sent shockwaves across social media. But not everyone was happy about the power duo's philanthropic ambition. Almost immediately, industry insiders began to whisper. Powerful corporate backers felt threatened, afraid the pair's influence was shifting away from box office numbers and brand endorsements toward social change. A massive cosmetics brand allegedly dropped Kai from a global campaign, stating a conflict of values. Tan Songyun faced harsh criticism from a former agency executive who accused her of using charity for personal image gains. The online backlash was brutal. Fake articles circulated claiming the Lantern Foundation was a cover for laundering money. But the stars didn't flinch. In an emotional Instagram live session, one that broke streaming records across China, Kai addressed the rumors directly. "You can question our fame. You can question our acting. But don't you dare question our hearts." The crowd roared. Tens of thousands of fans flooded the comments with light emojis, symbolizing lanterns in the dark. As the storm raged, an unexpected alliance began to form. Other A-list celebrities joined the cause. Xiao Zhan volunteered to become an ambassador for the youth empowerment arm of the foundation. Bai Lu announced she would donate 20% of her annual income to support their mobile mental health clinics. Even Korean megastars like Lee Min-ho and Park Bo-young sent support messages, praising the duo for their bravery. Meanwhile, a mysterious billionaire investor from Singapore quietly offered a $10 million fund for the Lantern Foundation's international expansion. The movement was growing fast, maybe too fast. Just as things reached a hopeful high, disaster struck. An anonymous email leaked to the press alleged that someone inside the Lantern Foundation's early planning team had embezzled over 500,000 renminbi. And worse, Kai and Tan Songyun's personal assistant, who had been with them since the beginning, was implicated. The betrayal cut deep. I trusted him with my life, Shu Kai whispered in a devastated statement. He knew everything. He was part of every meeting, every dream. Tan Songyun reportedly broke down in tears and cancelled all public appearances for 2 weeks. Fans began to worry, was this the end of the Lantern Foundation? But out of ashes came an even more powerful fire. Rather than shut down the foundation, Shu Kai and Tan Songyun doubled down. They hired forensic auditors, cleaned house, and released a powerful mini-documentary titled In the Shadows of Light, which chronicled not just their vision, but the trials they had already overcome. The documentary ended with one powerful quote from Tan Songyun. "You don't stop shining just because someone tried to dim your light." The video went viral. Donations flooded in. A week later, Lantern Foundation opened its first youth center in Hyun Province, offering therapy, creative classes, and a rooftop garden with lanterns dedicated to those lost to suicide. The building's plaque reads, "For those who kept going." With emotions high and hope restored, fans began to whisper about the undeniable chemistry between the stars again. Was there something more? During the ribbon-cutting ceremony of their second center in Yunnan, a fan-captured video showed Shu Kai gently placing his hand on Tan Songyun's back as they watched lanterns float into the sky. She turned to him and whispered, "We made it." He smiled and replied, "We're just beginning." The Lantern Foundation now has plans to expand into Southeast Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe. Tan Songyun has begun training youth leaders in storytelling and film production as a form of trauma recovery. Shu Kai is in talks with UN youth delegates to form partnerships on mental health advocacy. And in 2026, they plan to launch the Lantern Global Summit, a gathering of artists, activists, and young leaders from across the world. Rumors suggest it will be held in Kyoto and feature a never-before-seen short film directed by Shu Kai and narrated by Tan Songyun. Shu Kai and Tan Songyun may have started as actors on a set, but today, they're architects of a movement that's redefining what it means to be a celebrity in the modern age. Their story is no longer just about fame, romance, or red carpet drama. It's about using the spotlight not just to be seen, but to help others see themselves. And that is a performance worth watching. If you're as inspired as we are, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on Shu Kai and Tan Songyun's next big move. When Shu Kai and Tan Songyun first sat across each other on the rooftop terrace in Hangzhou, under a starlit sky, they had no idea their casual heart-to-heart would spiral into a mission that would soon disrupt the very fabric of the entertainment world. But now, months later, the foundation they dreamed of, the Lantern Foundation, was no longer just an idea. It was a force. And behind that force, the weight of their hearts, their stories, and a burning desire to help others shine. This continuation takes you deeper into their emotional journey, the behind-the-scenes struggles, and the secrets they tried so hard to keep hidden. It was during a brief trip to Chengdu that everything changed. Tan Songyun, who had just wrapped a magazine cover shoot, asked Shu Kai to meet her at a little-known temple nestled between two mountains. There, a massive ancient tree stood tall. Locals called it the Lantern Tree. Every year, people tied handwritten lantern-shaped notes to its branches, asking for strength, healing, and clarity. Tan reached into her bag and pulled out 2 blank lantern notes. She handed one to Shu Kai. "Write the one thing you wish someone had told you when you were hurting," she whispered. They sat in silence for several minutes. Shu Kai finally hung his lantern. It read, "You are allowed to fall apart. It doesn't mean you're weak." Tan's note simply said, "You are still worthy, even when you feel broken." As the wind rustled the tree, they made a silent vow. This was what their organization would give people: hope, healing, and truth. They didn't know someone had followed them that day, and was secretly taking pictures. Paparazzi had leaked the temple photos, twisting the story into a supposed romantic getaway disguised as charity. Blogs ran headlines like Tan Songyun's hidden agenda, and Shu Kai caught in emotional scandal. Their intentions were mocked. Their motives questioned. Tan Songyun was especially devastated. In an emotional phone call to Shu Kai, she confessed, "I thought people would see our hearts, not turn it into another drama." Shu Kai replied, voice calm but firm, "Then we'll show them. Not with words. With action." That night, He posted the photo of his lantern on his personal account with the caption, "Let them talk. We're busy building light." The post reached over 2 million likes in just 4 hours. Determined to rise above the noise, Kai and Tan Songyun began assembling a core team: therapists, youth advocates, and even 2 survivors of celebrity bullying cases. Every decision was deliberate. They turned down million-yuan sponsorships from flashy brands that wanted to rebrand the foundation into a marketable lifestyle movement. They chose authenticity over aesthetics. At one particularly intense board meeting in Shanghai, an investor tried convincing them to add a fashion brand under the foundation's name. Kai stood up, looked him in the eye, and said, "This isn't merch. This is medicine." The room went silent. Tan Songyun followed with a quiet but powerful, "We're not selling a dream. We're helping people wake up from their nightmares." The investor walked out. And they let him. Before launching the Lantern Foundation publicly, they hosted a private evening for their first 15 beneficiaries, young people from rural areas who had received silent therapy scholarships funded by Kai and Tan themselves. The event was intimate. No press. No cameras. One girl, only 19, stood trembling at the mic. Her voice cracked as she said, "I was going to take my life last year. I wrote the note and everything. Then someone gave me a flyer about the Lantern Foundation's pilot program. I didn't think it would help. But it did. The therapist told me I didn't have to be perfect to be loved. You saved me." Tan Songyun broke down in tears. Kai walked over and hugged the girl. There were no grand lights, no film crews, just healing, raw, real, and radiant. Behind the scenes, however, trouble was still brewing. A rival celebrity, known for leveraging charity PR to stay relevant, allegedly tried to bribe a former employee of the foundation to leak confidential therapy session notes. The goal? To discredit the foundation as emotionally exploitative. The employee refused and instead went straight to Tan Songyun. In a private confrontation held at a discreet location in Qingdao, Tan stared the rival down and said, "You don't destroy a lighthouse because you're jealous of how far it shines." Though no names were dropped publicly, fans quickly guessed who the rival might be and rallied harder behind Tan and than ever before. Just days before the public launch event, Kai did something no one expected. He showed up to the construction site of their first Lantern Youth Center wearing a simple white shirt and jeans and began laying bricks himself. One fan captured the moment on video. He wasn't there for cameras. He was sweating, mixing cement, laughing with the workers. He was just human. Later, Kai explained, "I want every child who walks through those doors to feel like someone built this for them, with love, not money." As the launch date approached, the buzz reached fever pitch. Top celebrities like Yang Mi, Dilraba Dilmurat, and even Korean icons like IU and Rowoon posted supportive stories. International outlets began calling the Lantern Foundation Asia's most sincere youth movement. But on the eve of the event, Kai and Tan Songyun sat alone in the empty center, surrounded by soft lantern lights. The place was ready, but their hearts still beat fast. "Are you scared?" Tan asked softly. "Yes," Kai replied. "Because this isn't acting. This is us, unfiltered." She reached for his hand. "Then let's shine scared." When they stepped onto the stage the next morning, wearing simple black outfits with small lantern pins, the crowd roared. Journalists fought for front-row shots. Drones captured lanterns floating into the sky. Kai began. "Today isn't about us. It's about the millions who thought no one saw them." Tan Songyun followed. "We see you. And we built this for you." And just like that, the foundation was officially born. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more shocking celebrity stories and inspiring moments from your favorite stars.